Years ago, my brother was playing trumpet with a group from NDSU at a church in Fargo. I decided to take Pamela, my fiancée, who now happens to be my wife, to go see him play. My parents and grandparents were there too. We sat down in an aisle seat as the service began. To give some context, Pamela has very dark skin. Every single person in the church had very light skin, and the church was packed. In many cases, being a minority in any social situation can make a person feel out of place and uncomfortable, but I wasn't worried about Pamela. She has a very warm, bubbly personality and can take on any social interaction with confidence and grace. She has also lived in Fargo for almost 10 years and has had time to adjust to the mostly white demographic. As the service came to an end, we stayed in our seats to allow the people in front to filter out first. As people walked by, an elderly lady stopped and greeted Pamela with a smile, saying, "God bless you." Nothing wrong with that, right? Maybe a bit strange, but a seemingly pleasant interaction. I'm sure most would agree. Pamela and I, along with my parents and grandparents, got up from our seats and walked out of the sanctuary to wait for my brother. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw that same elderly lady approaching us. She walked straight to Pamela with intent, again with a smile, and asked, "What country are you from?" I was shocked. Pamela became visibly uncomfortable as she hesitantly answered. More inappropriate questions followed. I jumped in to take the conversation focus away from Pamela. My grandpa jokingly asked the lady, "What country are you from?" And with a confused look on her face, the lady answered, "I'm from here," as if it were obvious. Since that day, I have gone over this interaction hundreds of times in my head. Depending on the social context, I have concluded that it is not always okay to ask someone where they are from, much less what country they are from, assuming that person even is from a different country. I wondered how many times minorities or people of color get asked, "Where are you from?" based solely on the color of their skin. When you ask someone where they are from without even realizing it, you may be implying that you are not familiar with them and that they are an outsider. To someone who may already feel like an outsider, asking "Where are you from?" further labels that person as an outsider, even if they may not be. Now one may argue that "Where are you from?" is a standard conversation starter used in many social situations. That is true, but think about why you are asking it. What will you gain from knowing the answer? I have found that when speaking with someone with a different background from my own, in many cases, where that person is from comes up organically without me even asking. When it does get brought up, that is the appropriate time to be curious. If the person wants to talk about it, they will. If not, respect it. Focus on connecting the similarities between you rather than putting people into categories. Think about context and social setting. If you are in a room full of people and there is one person who looks a little different from the rest, it may be inappropriate to ask them where they are from. It's as if to say, "Hey, I noticed you were different, and I just wanted to know if I'm right or not." But it also depends on your own background as well. You may say, "Well, I'm just genuinely curious," to which I believe that it is no single person's job to educate anyone on their entire respective background and culture. That is a lot of weight and responsibility to put on someone and can become quite exhausting. If you are truly curious about where someone is from and what it's like, and what the people are like, go visit a foreign country, immerse yourself in a new culture, or read a book. Now I know that all of this is a lot to be aware of, especially when it comes to something seemingly so simple, such as asking where someone is from, but it helps to be aware of how someone might react.